It started with a soft thump in the night. I brushed it off as a raccoon rummaging through trash cans again. The next morning, I found my mailbox knocked over like a drunk at last call, bent, crooked, hanging on by a rusty bolt. Weird, but maybe just a delivery truck misjudging the curb. I put it back up, hammered it in, and got on with my life. 2 days later, it was hit again. This time, the whole post was ripped out, like someone backed over it on purpose. Welcome to Neighborhood Vendetta. Make sure you like and subscribe for your top-notch HOA drama. I started paying attention. Every other night, same deal. Mailbox flattened. Sometimes it was tire marks in the grass. Other times, it looked like it had been straight-up bulldozed. I'd rebuild it, repaint it, replant it, and somehow, without fail, it ended up trashed again within 48 hours. This wasn't an accident. Someone had declared war on my poor box. I even tried staying up with a flashlight and a bag of jerky like some suburban raccoon hunter, but whoever it was had perfect timing. I was either asleep, in the shower, or just gone long enough for them to strike. I asked neighbors. Nobody saw anything. One guy said he heard an engine revving real loud around 2 a.m. Another said he saw a charcoal Ford Explorer near my driveway the night before. The only problem? Half the HOA drives charcoal Ford Explorers. I started to feel like I was losing my mind. I filed a complaint, but of course, the HOA board said they'd look into it. Look into what? A mailbox being treated like a crash test dummy. Something wasn't right. It didn't make sense. I even went as far as mounting a plastic owl on top of it, just to see if it scared off the mailbox menace. It didn't. If anything, it looked like the owl got punched in the face, too. I was fed up. Whoever was doing it was bold, precise, and definitely doing it for fun. But I wasn't going to let them get away with it forever. I marched straight to the HOA office, clipboard in hand, pictures of my busted mailbox stapled like a murder scene dossier. And who else would be sitting behind the desk but the queen of suburban doom herself? Nancy. Her smile was the kind you'd find on a snake about to unhinge its jaw. I cleared my throat. Someone's been repeatedly running over my mailbox. I've reported it 3 times now. Nothing's been done. Nancy tilted her head, blinking like I was speaking a foreign language. Oh, your mailbox? She said slowly, like the concept of mail was new to her. Yes, the one planted directly in front of my home. The one that's been turned into scrap metal every other night. She laced her fingers and leaned back in her chair, looking at the photos. Could have been a delivery truck, or maybe the wind. These older posts snap easy, you know? I looked at her like she'd just suggested Bigfoot did it. It's been hit 4 times with tire tracks, bent metal. I'm not imagining this. Nancy put on that HOA tone, the one dipped in condescension and microwaved authority. Well, I'll look into it. In the meantime, make sure your mailbox is HOA compliant. Correct height, paint, post material. You wouldn't want to get a fine for that. I nearly laughed. I walked in about my mailbox getting murdered, and she was already threatening to fine me for the corpse not being up to code. Still, I fixed it again. New post, new paint, even a reflective strip, just in case someone didn't see it. This time, I made it harder to ignore. Thicker wood, buried deeper, braced like it was guarding Fort Knox. The next few nights were peaceful. No crashes, no tire streaks, not a single dent. I started to think maybe I'd gotten through to Nancy. Maybe she put some eyes on the street. I even caught her jogging past my place one morning, wearing a bright pink tracksuit that screamed, "I run this neighborhood, and I want you to know it." I gave her a nod. She gave me that smile again, the one that didn't reach her eyes. Still, I thought things had cooled down. I wasn't even trying to catch her. It was a Sunday morning. I was sipping my coffee by the front window, wearing socks and absolutely no patience. Then I saw her, Nancy, in her charcoal Ford Explorer, creeping up the road like a predator stalking prey. She slowed down by my yard, looked around, and bam. She punched the gas and flattened my newly built mailbox like she was reenacting a scene from Fast and Furious. Suburban vengeance. My jaw hit the floor. She backed up, rolled over it again just for extra insult, then parked her car like nothing happened. No shame, no hesitation, just pure HOA-grade evil. I sprinted outside, mug still in hand, and shouted, "Nancy, what the hell was that?" She stepped out of her charcoal Ford Explorer, adjusting her visor like she'd just arrived at a country club instead of a crime scene. "Oh, that," she said, eyes wide like she was the victim here. "I didn't see it." "Your mailbox just appeared out of nowhere." I looked at the crater where my box used to be and then back at her. "It's been there for 5 years," she waved a dismissive hand. "Al, it doesn't match the approved HOA mailbox color anyway. Supposed to be antique bronze, not whatever this depressing charcoal is." "You mean the same charcoal as your car?" I snapped. She blinked like the sun had just offended her. "It's not my fault your mailbox isn't up to standard. Maybe if you'd followed the guidelines." "You're not even sorry?" I asked, incredulous. She shrugged. "I'm the HOA president. Technically, you're lucky I haven't issued a fine." At that point, I knew Nancy wasn't just careless. She was on a power trip. She thought the HOA badge gave her immunity, that she could bulldoze anything she didn't like and walk away grinning. But if she thought I was just another passive neighbor, she had the wrong guy. That night, I didn't stew in silence. I planned. If Nancy liked wrecking mailboxes, then I was going to give her one she'd never forget. One that would leave her stunned, humiliated, and begging for reverse gear. I wasn't going to the cops. This was personal now. If Nancy wanted a showdown, then fine. I'd give her the Super Bowl of suburban revenge. I spent the whole weekend rebuilding the mailbox. Not just any mailbox, a fortress. Inside the wood casing, I lined the post with 1/2-inch thick, cold-rolled steel, welded to a buried steel beam sunk 3 feet into a concrete base. On the outside, I painted it the exact same charcoal she hated so much, just to twist the knife. Looked ordinary. Felt like a bunker. Hidden camera, stalled, motion sensor, activated. I even had a fake squirrel glued on top, because why not make it festive while setting a trap? 2 days later, I was back in my window seat, sipping coffee like a hawk in fuzzy slippers. Like clockwork, Nancy's charcoal Ford Explorer crept down the street. She slowed down again. And then, boom, her bumper collided with steel. Her hood crumpled like a soda can. The mailbox didn't move an inch. Nancy slammed into it so hard, her airbag deployed. I damn near spit out my coffee, laughing. She stumbled out of the car, hair wild, furious, and dazed like a confused possum. She stood there staring at the mailbox, rubbing her forehead like the laws of physics had betrayed her. I walked out, phone in hand, already replaying the footage. "You might want to get that bumper looked at, Nancy," I said, barely holding in my grin. Funny how the mailbox didn't appear out of nowhere this time. She turned red like a tomato caught in a lie. "This is a safety hazard. I'm going to report you to the HOA board." I laughed. "Go ahead. I've got footage, every angle. Want me to email it to your insurance too?" Nancy looked like she swallowed a lemon whole. She stormed off to her half-crushed car and peeled away, dragging her dignity behind her like a busted muffler. As for my mailbox, still standing, not a dent. Built like justice. And the video. Let's just say it had a lovely little premiere at the next Neighborhood Watch meeting, complete with popcorn. The end. Please like and subscribe for more HOA showdowns like this. Do you think Nancy got what she deserved? Comment below.